Hare Krishna. Today our satsang, BHAGVADGITA, 3rd chapter, 36th and 37th shloka. Arjuna here put one question before Lord Sri Krishna. Arjuna inquired, O descendant of Krishna, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly as if engaged by force? So, Lord Sri Krishna replied, Kamaisha Krodhaisha Rajoguno Samadbhava Mahashano Mahapapma Yidajnena Namahi Vairinam. So Lord Krishna answers, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion, and later transformed into that. And which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So let us discuss this today in our satsang, what exactly the Arjuna questioned and what exactly is the Arjuna's answer. So dear devotees, the question of Arjuna is, what is one that which impels, which forces us to commit a sin? What is that force? Because nobody wants to commit a sin, but is driven out by a force. Then what is that force? And why everyone is carried by that force? This is the question. This question is very important because everybody is under that force. Everybody is acting without their own will also, against their wills. So what Lord Sri Krishna is answering to this question is, Kamaisha Krodhaisha Rajoguno Samadbhava, means it is a lust only, Arjuna. Kama means lust. Lust means desire. And how kama is produced? Yayato Vishanna Punsa Sangasti Sobhidayati Sangasangasta. Kama means when one constantly thinks of the objects of senses, you become attached to that, and from that attachment comes lust. So this lust is the covering of the soul, and it becomes a force now. Now you cannot check it. So because everyone is covered by different degrees of lust, everybody is impelled to passionate acts. And this passion is the source of sins. If you see the criminal record of all accused persons, all convicts, you will come to the point they are always driven by force of passion. So this passion, because if it is uncompleted, turns into wrath. Kamaisha Krodhaisha. And how it is born. Rajoguna Samadbhava. So it is born from the quality of passion. So this guna forms an attachment. From attachment, lust. From lust, either greed or anger. And from anger, loss of memory, and loss of memory means forgetfulness of God and Krishna. So this is the equation. So dear devotees, Krishna further says in subsequent slokas that in the very beginning of this insatiable enemy was the lust. So this enemy is never satisfied and it burns like fire. So this lust is actually the pleasure of mind, not the pleasure of soul. So there is a difference. There is a difference in pleasure of mind and pleasure of soul. So everybody knows the pleasure of mind. They are hankering for it. And God themselves struck in path of karma very hardly with hardships. So this kama, desire, is born from the contact of senses with their objects and with simultaneously followed by constant thinking of that. Repetitive thinking of objects forms a attachment, and from attachment lust develops. So suppose if you do not think of the objects and do not keep your mind on the objects of senses constantly, then definitely your mind will get abstract from these objects and it gets fixed in the self alone. That is called Brahma-bhuta, means situating ourselves in our own consciousness. And if you get situated, then you can understand the Paramatma also, Parabrahma. And if you understand this, then you can understand the Krishna also, because Krishna is Supreme Brahma, is Paramatma, and is the absolute God. So to understand Krishna, you have to overcome the lust. That is very important. If you have not overcome the lust, means if you still have a lust in your heart and mind, then Krishna will never get revealed to you. As sun is covered by the clouds, even similarly, the Krishna is covered by this lust. So, unless you discard this, you cannot see the Lord. So, Lord Sri Krishna is saying that it is all devouring enemy. So, who is our enemy? Enemy is not someone who is outside, who is provoking our anger, but it is our own the failure lust. Or even you possess it is also dangerous. So this lust is the root cause, the biggest enemy. Vishnu say, Vidadhyena miha. Vidadhyena miha vairinam. Vairinam means enemy. So we are the slave of our enemies. And it is again and again repeatedly torturing us with all miseries. Births. So dear friend, it is now the time to give up the lust from the root of the heart. And what is the proof of the detachment is total, is giving up the lust is total detachment from the total universe. Not a pinch of the attachment we should have with anything in this world, apart from Krishna and Krishna Bhakti. Then only you can overcome this lust. Otherwise, Mahashanu Mahapapam, it is very dangerous, it is all pervading. Everywhere the lust dominates. So Krishna says, Mahashano Mahapapmo Vidadhyena Miha Varina. It exists like enemy in you. Give it up and be Krishna conscious, develop bhakti. Thank you and Hare Krishna.